I made a video, so I decided that today I should probably film a little bit while I'm messing around with Prelude and keep you guys up to date what's happening with the Turbo H22. So I've been messing around with a few things: vacuum lines, boost solenoid, been trying to remove a few extra parts like the EGR, the canister, all of those vacuum lines, all of the electrical cables, trying to remove everything that's useless in the engine bay. So here's where I'm at. So what I did is my manifold started leaking, so I had to weld it. I'll see if this holds or not. I just did it with the MIG real quick. If it doesn't hold, I'll probably have to get one that has bigger runners. This is way too small for the powers that it's going to push, so I'll give it a shot, weld it, but it's probably going to crack up again, so I'll have to order one of these, change the gasket, change the bolts, did the O2 sensor, not the O2 with the white band, added some heat tape, some of the newer vacuum lines, the thicker ones going to the Mac boost solenoid. The electrical is routed, but it's not connected yet. I just hooked it up there, and like I showed you guys, like I said, all of the vacuum lines slowly started to change them. This usually goes to the wastegate, but not the wastegate, sorry, the blow-off valve, but I removed it for today. I just want to see what it sounds like when I don't have the blow-off valve. People say that removing the blow-off currently is not good for your turbo because it adds force to the turbine. To be honest, this is a cheap turbo. I don't necessarily give a crap about it. It does not really have too much shaft play, so I'll give it a shot just to see what it sounds like. I had to fix my cable for VTEC, remove the evap canister, all of the lines at the back, did a whole bunch of stuff since the last video. So I've been having some issues with the heat of the car. I'll start it up and I'll show you guys. It's been cranking up to like 235 degrees, and I believe that there was some air in the system, so I had to bleed it properly and see if it still overheats. Today is damn hot outside. It's probably, I'd say, 30-35 degrees. So I'll power it on, I'll take it for a spin, we'll see what it sounds like without the blow-off valve, and also we'll see if ever it's going to start to overheat like it did last time. I'll start playing around with the Honda as well. Last time I did some of the fuel tuning, and I'll try to do a bit of the ignition timing as well, because from what I saw, the exhaust was steaming, like it was really hot, so I assume that ignition timing was probably retarded quite a bit. It was causing heat basically in the exhaust. But anyways, I'll take it for a spin and we'll see what happens. Here you go. So we're in. I'll let the car heat up. AFRs are quite good, to be honest. They're very decent. Did a lot of custom tuning on this. This is the ignition map, and I have the fuel map as well. So yeah. So right now, temperature getting 116 degrees to the car, so I'll probably let it warm up to like 170, 180 because before we put it in boost. And this is the intake. So basically the intake usually should be close to what the atmosphere is. 87 degrees is warm. It is super hot today. It's going to warm up because the engine's going to warm up, but this should not necessarily get too warm as your full throttle. So anyways, no check engine. The evap canister has been removed. The connectors have been removed, so that's not throwing a code, which is quite good. I'll take it for a spin, see how it sounds, see how the AFRs are with the repaired manifold that cracked last time, and hopefully they'll run smooth. so you can definitely hear the flutter on the way down the turbo. Yeah, that's good. It sounds just a bit. It's not too loud. Getting good oil pressure, so that's good. Like, this car's oil pressure has always been so amazing. I've been changing the oil quite frequently. It's at right now, see, not even 3,000 RPM, and I'm over 60 psi of oil pressure, so that's good. AFRs are still a bit lean, still a bit rich. I prefer to have it rich than lean because I'm not a professional tuner, haven't done this on the dyno, so playing around with it slowly. Temperature's at 152, so we'll wait a bit more before we give it a shot. Oh, so temps at 165. Again, blew off a charge pipe. There you go. Tires spun like crazy when I gave it. So anyways, heading back home, back to the drawing board. I'll let the car cool down just a bit so I can play with the charge pipe, see what blew off. This was just the first pull. I didn't even data log. I think that we were maybe at can't see, like maybe 10 pounds of boost or something like that. So I'll go back home and we'll check what blew off and we'll go from there. Let's go check and see what blew off. I knew this was gonna happen. Just had to give it a shot. Oh yeah, totally. Woo-hoo. Bit of smoke still, but there we go. This is what blew off. So I did put a metal seal. Looks like it probably just completely didn't like it. It blew it off. It didn't like it. So what I'll do is I'll take the HKS blow off and we'll put it back on and then we'll take it back for a spin. Okay, so it was a nightmare to actually do because of these little fancy clips. Had to remove it, had to put it back in with some pliers. The blow off is there. It's a bit loose. I don't like it because there might be a boost leak, so I'll have to check that out later on. But you have the vacuum line, it's all tightened up pretty. So next thing is I'll take it out for a spin. I'll data log a bit and actually see if the data log's going to show any boost leak, good PSI. Take a look, see what happens. Okay, so charge pipe is back on. It was actually the blow off plate that came off, but now we're all good. We're back on the road. One thing that I found is if ever you guys have issues with Hondata, make sure that your Hondata, your ECU is actually not on the ground touching the metal. My ECU wouldn't data log, it wouldn't connect properly because it seems like it was somehow grounded to the chassis. So now I put it on the carpet for the time being, and I'll do something. No matter what, I always remove the ECU. I don't leave it in the car. I don't want to get it stolen. So I'll try to figure out something with maybe rubber fittings. 180 degrees temperature, so that we're all good. Try to data log a bit, see what that tells us. And we hit boost cut. So stop on the road, see how much boost we made. Maybe it was a bit too much. And we'll adjust it, fix it up. Nope, hate that. Car constantly stalls. Probably have to figure that out as well. Nonetheless, there we go. Not sure if you guys are able to see, but I have my laptop here. So let's take a look. Graph. And what did we do? So RPM 10 pounds, 11 pounds, so 10.8 psi is that we were making, but you can definitely see that we hit some very lean spots as soon as we hit VTEC. So It's not good. Take a look, see the lean spots. About 4,900 at 10 psi. 10 psi. Right here we can see it. All of this. It's way too lean. So I'll grab all of it and I'll just give it like 10% more. There we go. Then I'll grab the rest of it, like this, and I'll interpole so that we have a nice curve. Not sure if it's going to be enough. I feel like it might not be, but we'll give that a shot. Here we can definitely see we're still running way too lean, way too rich, I mean. So we'll remove, say, 5%. There you go. And you know what? I'll add all of this just to be safe. I'll go even higher. I'll add all of this, like an extra 5. Prefer to have way more fuel than not enough, especially turbo. Once you're running, you know, it's not a lot to run 10 pounds of boost, but you can definitely damage the hell out of the engine. Thank God for boost cuts. Not that it's good to hit boost cut, you should not necessarily rely on it, but it helps. Well, that wasn't too good. We blew our coolant, I think. God damn it. Or it could be a rod. What do we have? Could be a hole in the block. Is it a hole in the block? I think it might be. I don't know what we blew, but there's oil everywhere. Yeah, that's oil. Well, blew the engine, blew a rod through it. We have some pistons, so probably gonna get a new block, start from scratch. I don't know where. I think it's at the bottom. Yeah, I think it's somewhere at the end. God damn it. Anyways, call the girlfriend, get the car towed. Yeah, it's the end of it. Had to take a break. Not sure where the last clip left off, but I will show you guys. The car blew. I think that what happened is that I didn't change the map sensor, and when I was showing in the last clip that it was actually hitting 10.7 psi, I think that it was actually hitting more, but the one bar map wouldn't detect it. So I think that it hit way more and it blew a rod. I'm taking a break actually because I'm tired of ratchet strapping this crap onto my car. So I'm almost done. I'm not too far away from home, but I want to show you guys what this did. So under the car, as you guys can see, this is oil and coolant. It's not just coolant, it's oil and coolant. Like, it smells like crazy. So I'll probably come back and I'll pour some cat litter onto this or some sort of absorber to not to leave oil on the ground. And as you guys can see as well, yeah, where it blew, all of that actually exploded right there. Anyways, can't wait to see on the video to see if ever I caught it, if ever you guys can see, like, I don't know if you can hear it, if you can see something. I checked, there's no metal pieces on the ground. Before I leave, I'll go once again with the camera to actually see if we can find something on the ground, but I don't think we can. I checked underneath real quick, I couldn't find anything. Anyways, I'll keep on ratchet strapping. There's a lot of wind, and as soon as I get home, I'll try to bring the GoPro underneath the car on the trailer so we can find what damage it made. Back in the car, and Prelude's on it. We're good to go. We're heading back home. Just wanted to stop real quick and see if I'm able to find something at the spot that it actually blew. I think it's right here. So this is the spot. This is where something blew. Can't see anything anywhere. There's nothing flashing. This is just all oil and coolant. Yeah. No metal pieces. Nowhere. So, I don't know. Maybe bearings got too warm. Maybe it, I don't know. I have no clue, to be honest. I'm not gonna speculate. Like, there's no metal, there's no case anywhere. So anyways, we'll head back home and we'll see what we can find underneath. We're at home and I'm trying to crawl under the trailer, see if I can fit to see under the block. Oh, holy shit. Yeah, well, it's a piece of work to get underneath. Holy shit. There we go. Okay, not sure if you guys can see, but there's a shitload of oil. But I can't see a hole. I don't know, it cracked. There's oil dripping all over the place. I seriously have no clue. Huh. Well, I will try to put some gloves on and maybe try to clean it up to see if I can see something somewhere. I don't know. Okay, let's do that. I found the hole. Here's a piece of crankcase. It was still holding. I'm not sure if you try to pull the camera up. Don't know how much we're gonna see, but the hole is right there. I'll have to see on the computer, but it's at the top of the crankcase. So I don't know. I don't know what. I think that's cylinder 4. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll pull it apart, see what we can salvage from this, put some rods, put some pistons, and put it back on the road. So I'll show you guys from the top of the engine, and that's all. I think that's gonna be all for today. So I guess what we could not see from the bottom, from the top earlier, now that I removed the piece, we still can't see it because it's behind the water pump. So the car has been overheating, as I was saying, and I don't know, some experts maybe in the comments, if you guys do know, I'm sure that the answer is going to be yes. But if the coolant system gets too much pressurized, too much bubble, too much heat, I'm sure that it could actually crack part of the water pump because the water's flowing through it, it's bubbling. Since it cracked part of the water pump, which is inside close to the cylinder 4, maybe blew up the cylinder as well. So turbo still has no shaft play. Head's probably still going to be good, I hope. We're going to be able to salvage a whole bunch of stuff from this. So all we technically need, transmission is still good. There's a new clutch in there and everything. So technically all we'll need is, I think that I won't risk it, and I think I'll get a new rad, probably a full rad again, because this for an H22, I don't know, I don't like it. I suspect that it's not good. And yeah, once we get the new block, we'll put this head on, we'll put this transmission on it, put the rods that I have, new bearings, sorry, the Molly pistons, put new rods, put some bearings, and maybe do the head with some, I do have some stage 2 cams, maybe get some spring and retainers at the same time. Not sure if I want to invest that much money into it, but this is it. That's the end of this 222,000 kilometer H22 block. Think I fucked up. Or maybe I didn't. Who knows? Until next time.